We are live. 12 noon, the 14th of June. Oh, I like that. 12 noon, 14th of June. You're in the right place if you want this lunchtime movement snack. This is a combination of a lot of the things across all of the movement snacks. And there are multiple levels. So choose what feels right for you if you're playing catch up with this video clip. Right, so we're just waiting for some people to start coming on board to join me in this noontime movement snack for Sunday the 14th. It's my husband's birthday. Yeah, it's just a normal day though. He did take great pleasure the other day in getting ID'd for buying some alcohol, and he's 36 today. That's not fair, is it? Morning, George. Here we go. George is lining up, ready to get going. Ticked you off on the movement register for this afternoon's session. George, are you my timekeeper? Thought as much. Yeah. You're the nominated guy, aren't you? Sounds like you've got some good experience as well from past stuff that you've time kept for. Hey, here's Susanna. Crowbarred in heel toe raises this morning and a morning walk. Feeling accomplished then, Susanna. Great stuff. Mrs. P's in as well. Did you get your catch up done yesterday, Mrs. P, from whose session was it? Mine? I think it might have been, yeah. Maddie's here, Beck's here. Hello, everybody. Great to have you. A moment ago, I just mentioned that we're going to be putting together a lot of the skills and movements that we've been working on in previous lunchtime sessions over a number of weeks now. So there's going to be lots of layers. We'll start basic and we'll layer up from there as we get going into the movement snack. And whenever you feel like you've hit the level that you're comfortable with and you're not quite sure about bolting on another level, then stay there, master that, and then look to progress when you're a bit more secure with the previous level, if that makes sense. It's kind of when we do the balance progress check. If you can achieve level 1 and level 2, excellent, you can go on to level 3. But if you're still working to master the level 2, then what we ask you to do is stick with that level and build those skills before layering on another level. Again, if that made sense. Right, what's going on in everybody's lives today then? Have we had a lazy Sunday? I must say I did start getting dressed at 11 today. We had a bit of a chill out this morning. Kids can't seem to get moving before midday anyway. So, yeah, you've got to sometimes, haven't you? Right, Wendy's here. She's been strutting with the dog. Margaret's here. Hello, Kelsey and the Movement Snackers. Not bad in Chesterfield. She's put some washing out. Yeah, that's it's going to happen, isn't it now? You've edged your bets, put your washing out, it's going to chuck it down. Right, so we're 1 minute off. My timekeeper George has given me the nod for 1 minute to go. Dave's here. Hi, Dave. How are you doing today? We're all on our last slot for the run of slots that we've been on. So we'll all be changing shifts next week again. So you'll have another jig up of whoever's doing the morning, noon and 4 p.m. sessions. Right, are we there? Is it a go? Is it a 3, 2, 1? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome everybody. My name's Kelsey Leverton and here you are all booked in and registered for your 12 noon movement snack. We've got quite a bit to get into this movement snack today with lots of things that we've been doing in previous 12 noontime snacks being pulled together. So there's lots of different layers. Do what feels right for you. If you don't want to add another progression on to the sequence that we're building here, then stick with what you know, stick with what you're happy with. Right, let's get circulation boosting. So comments swept off to the side if you need to. See the full screen now. If you're in standing, have a look around you. What have you got there that you can use as external support that's stable, sturdy, reliable? In the chair, come away from your support. Let's sit with an active posture and let's move the hips forwards in the chair so that you can bring yourselves into the front portion of the chair. If you've not started your circulation boosting already, let's go. I'm going to start with arms today first. So if in seated, you can have one arm on the go, changing sides, and then eventually bringing both arms in together. In standing, take up a bit of support with your feet hip distance apart, just as you get your arm on the move. If you've got something on the other side of the room to you, it's just a step away like I have, then you can change arms and still have support. Alternatively, you might need to take a few steps around, just picking up the feet as you step around. And you know what? If you've just done that and your feet are moving, you might as well keep them moving. So let's bring in a leg march. If you're in seated and you'd prefer to just hold on to the sides of your chair as you get your legs going, then that's of course absolutely fine. Have a think about posture, lifting, lengthening, small changes, everything that's small, that's a change to your posture, a change to how you do stuff. It's a gain, isn't it? It doesn't matter how small it is, it builds us up to the bigger picture. So bringing that down to a foot pedal. If you want to get a bit more movement through the toes, and if your hips start to ache a little bit, then this might be more preferable for you. Okay, so what we're doing, getting the body and the joints ready, aren't we? Getting some muscles in, getting some muscles into the warmth. The other way round, that will go. Some warmth into the muscles. Landing down, toes, ball, heel, and swinging the arm from the arms, both of them or one of them, it's up to you, from the shoulder. Elbows stay fixed around 90 degrees. And there we have your opposite arm to leg march and arm swing. Take that to a stop. Just steady yourself, recheck your standing position. Weight evenly over your both feet, lengthening all the way up to the top of your head, and in seated, having the weights evenly over each side of your bum, sitting up out of your hips and lengthening the spine. Few deep breaths and with Circ Boost. Okay, so we're going to start off with some multi-directional steps. Try about 2 or 3 maybe before you turn around to do the other way. So here we are, just a recap of multi-directional steps. If you're in standing, you're coming forwards, heel, transfer the weight forwards, and then pick up the foot on the way back down and land toe, ball, heel. If you're going on to a 2 o'clock or a 10 o'clock, same, heel strike. If you're going to the side, toes first, and then back. So have a go around. Use a few directions, and then if you're in standing, turn around, have a go on the other side. In seated, we're slightly different. What I'd like you to have a go at is using a little bit of a body shift, a tilt forwards as you step. So use your hands on your legs if you need a little bit of upper body support. Press the shoulders down. We've got a step forwards, a small lean, and then a step back. You can alternate legs on this if you like. Heel toe on the way there, toe heel on the way back. Have a few goes at that, and then watch this. The next bit is going to step out, step in, step in. So we're going to a wider position, toes heel on the way out and on the way back in. Have a go at a few more of those. Okay, use your posture, stay lengthened, try not to round your shoulders as you come into it. All right, so hopefully you in standing, you've completed the other side, and we're now ready to move on. Seated, if you want to complete a few more of those, that's up to you, or just take a pause. And our next level, we're going to add a knee bend in. So we're going to take up either a forward step position, a 3 o'clock or a 9 o'clock, depending on which leg you're stepping with, and then a backward step position. So we're going to put a little bit of a knee bend in here. So feet are parallel, here's your start. Knee bend first, in the middle. A step forwards, the heels up at the back. A small knee bend there, and then step back to the middle. Here we go, stepping wide. So just adjust your feet so your toes are at 10 to 2 there, and take a bend in the centre. Just a little bend with those knees. Bring the feet in, adjust as you need to. Here's a step back with the heel raised at the back and a small knee bend there. Keep going with that, a few in each direction. Then take a steady turn around. Use your support if you need to, just to help you with the balance. Sometimes coming into a split stance can challenge the balance a little bit more. So try to keep your feet apart. Here we go with our seated option then. So we're going to step forwards and we're going to press forward, squeeze the bum, or even come into a small jockey lift. Now a few of you have said that's quite challenging, so see how you go with it. Small step forwards, press forwards with your body, jockey lift, or just a push through those feet so every muscle, legs and bum tightens up. Do a few of those. Here's our wide step, so toes and knees all back 10 to 2. Bring your weight forwards, press, or a jockey lift in that slightly wide position. We can't step the feet back in this seated position, so have a few goes at that. If you want to do a couple of presses and jockey lifts with your feet level with one another, then of course we practice loads of those as well. So just a few of those to get us into gear. Right, here we are with a few heel raises then. So in the seat, you could get straight into this. We've got some heel raises in the middle like we've practiced before. Take out the wide position. If you want a bit more load to work against, try and sit forwards a little bit with your hands onto your knees, just to add a little bit more weight in there. And then the split position as well we can have a go at. In standing, I'm going to hold on to this bit. Small step forwards. Not a massive step. Small step. And then a heel raise and come down. Reposition your feet. Here's the wide, where we're not too wide, but our toes and knees are turned out. That could well be quite challenging for the balance. The wider position tends to be, so take care on that bit. Make sure that you're happy that you're not too wide. And then the back position, not too far back with the step. Keep the heel lifted and then push through that back heel to help lift that front heel in to the move as well. Once you've done a few in each direction, take a pause. Have a turn around, take a few on the other side. So think about your posture here. Wider position, split. Hit toes with the weights going through the big toe and the second toe. Come back, adjust your feet. Going out wide, not too. Apologies for that. Lifting up. And then lowering back down again. Taking the split stance but the heel up at the back. Well, that feels too wide, so make an adjustment. Toe, heels up and then coming back down again. Alright, so if you've had a practice at a few of those, pause there for a second. Let me show you your combination of moves. For standing first then, here's your starting move. We step forwards, we transfer the weight forwards, we bend the knees, keeping the back up straight, bring the back heel in a little bit, and then come up onto your toes. Lower down, come back to the middle and adjust your feet. Here we go, so we're stepping out to the side, adjusting the feet so our toes are pointing outwards, bending down, straightening up. Here's your heel lift. Coming down again, landing the heels softly. Remember, that can be adjusted to a bit narrower position if you like. Back to the middle. Stepping back, the heel stays lifted. We bend the knees first. Push up, stand strong and tall. Adjust the back foot in a little bit. Heels up into a heel raise. Back down and back to the middle. Okay, if you feel ready to have a practice at that, sequence. It doesn't matter if you're not quite in the order that I've just done the order. If you've got a heel raise before a knee bend, it really doesn't matter. If you want to leave any one of those out, then feel free to just do a couple of those, like the step and the heel raise, or even the step and the knee bend, without one or the other. Here's seated. Stepping forwards, we're in split stance here. We're going to try and push up into a jockey lift, clearing the chair, or just pressing through the legs and the bottom. Up, heel raise there, landing back down, feet back into the middle. Do one in the middle if you want. Press forwards, jockey lift or a bum squeeze, and then a heel raise in the centre. Here we are, stepping wide, a jockey lift or a bum squeeze, take the chest forwards, and then we've got the heel raise, haven't we, whereby you can load into your legs a little bit more by pressing into your thighs with your hands. And then here's the last bit, just changing legs. So we're in split stance, but the other leg forwards, bum squeeze or a jockey lift. Keep the weight forwards for your heel raise if you want to. And coming back down, bringing the feet back together. Whew. There's a lot going on there, but hopefully with the previous learning that we've done on all of these skills, it's better for you to have slotted them in together, purely because we've had a few practices beforehand. The final layer here, if you want and if you feel happy, is adding a bit of a reach. So we can reach down to the floor when we are in our split stance position. We adjust the feet because we're a little bit too wide sometimes if we've done a knee bend, and then we can raise up and add in a reach, either above shoulder or forward slightly. It's up to you. Depends how your shoulder feels and what's a comfortable range of movement for you. That will add another layer of challenge in there for you. A challenge on your balance is good. We need to feel like we can manage the balance challenge. It's not overly challenging us. So holding on is a win-win to start with. So you can get how you feel before you reduce your support, or even some of you might be at a level where you're happy to completely let go of your support now. All right, take a pause there, everyone. So quite a lot in just that one movement, and that's your skills combo. Now a crowbar. Here we go, let's move this a bit. I just moved the camera and it went, but we're nearly done. Just stay with their internet just for a little bit longer for me. Right, here's your double-ended crowbar, this is called. So I've got my rainbow here. Later on, or at some point when you're sat down, this might be handy for you to do rather than trying to do it whilst you're on the move. Put your hand forwards onto the platform that you're using, or the table, whatever. I'm going to show you this from the side. This is your lumbrical crunch. What you're trying to do is lead with the knuckles, keeping the fingers straight, sliding against the surface. So this will work through the middle of your hand. Aim for a few of those. And at the same time, what you can be doing is crunching up your toes in your shoes or with bare feet. It's entirely up to you. So that can happen at the same time as you're doing your lumbrical crunch. You can be doing your toe crunch, okay? And that will work into the instep and around the bottom of your foot, as well as work through the muscles and the joints surrounding your feet and toes. There we have you. 12 noon snack achieved. Movement minutes in the bag. Check. Ready for the afternoon? Double check. So people, there's some double-ended crowbar crunches of hand and feet, and your multi-skills mashup of loads of stuff that we've been doing throughout previous lunchtime movement snacks. I hope you've enjoyed those. Watch us back. There's a lot in these 12 noon movement snacks. This is my last one for this week. So what am I doing next week? I'm on 4 PMs for the majority of next week. So we're into week 13 next week. How amazing. What an achievement for all of us. Have a bit of time to reflect as well. What have you gained out of doing these movement snacks with us? How more motivated do you feel about doing stuff? It would be really interesting to hear your comments. Take care, you lot. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.